My name's Rosie Cutler and I'm a broadcast journalist currently producing Weekend Breakfast at Times Radio, which is part of the Times and Sunday Times newspaper. I'm originally from Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk, but now I live in Hackney in London. So when I left school, I went to King's College London to do American Studies, BA, and then a couple of years after that, I went back to university and went to Goldsmiths, which is also in London, to do a radio MA. I knew after I had finished school that I wanted to live away from home. I wanted to have that experience of not living with my family. But I went to London probably because it wasn't too far from home, so I could go back for the odd weekend if I wanted to. And also I felt that with my potential career, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do at that point, but I knew that I wanted to probably work in media, and London was a really good place to do that. I did American Studies because it was quite general and a lot of things that I was interested in. I wanted to do a humanities type degree, but without being specifically history or English. And this allowed me to do all of those things, but with a specific focus of America. And also I got to study abroad in California for a year, which definitely helped. And I decided to do my MA in radio because after university, I felt that I lacked a bit of focus. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I went even deeper into my interest and realised that I wanted to work in journalism and in broadcasting. And Goldsmiths offered quite a interesting course where I was able to do journalism and a bit of creative radio. And then while I was there, I realised that I wanted to work in news, which is what I do now. So my current job is a producer of Weekend Breakfast on Times Radio. It's a current affairs and news programme with a bit of fun mixed in. It runs for 4 hours on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We interview top politicians, cultural figures, we do big interviews, we have 2 presenters, and my job is to really shape the show, book the guests. I have to get up incredibly early, come in, be on air for 6 o'clock. I don't sit here, this is where the presenters sit. I sit on the other side of the glass and I tell them what to do. I'm speaking their ears. I'm just kind of crafting the show, creating the show, and making sure that the listeners get what they want. If somebody wanted to do my job, I would say find out what you really like. Keep listening to radio, listen to everything, work out if you want to do music or news or speech radio. There's so much out there, and I would say try and get some experience. There's loads of hospital radio stations, community radio stations across the country, and student radio is a really good way to understand if you like being in a studio, whether or not you like being this side of the microphone, whether or not you want to be the person like me who tells other people what to do. I would just say get as much experience as you can. When I first wanted to work in radio, I thought I wanted to work in music radio, but then within about 2 weeks of working in news, well, doing some experience in news, I realised that it was journalism that I really wanted to focus on, and I did. So you can't make those decisions without going out and being in the workplace. So send a lot of emails, contact people on Twitter, just do a bit of unpaid work if you have to, but just really find out what gets you going, because it's quite an intense job and you have to be quite dedicated. So just make sure you know that it's what you want.